Do you believe grace to be the true pinnacle of strength? Do you think teamwork makes the dream work? Do you prefer your grimdark with a splash of noble and a pinch of bright? If so, then at ease, soldier. We're taking 5 minutes to talk about playing the Join Aetherian Corps. I'm Family Man, and this is World Collider. The JAC are gunline good stuff angelic soldiers fighting to expand the empire of the Lavendran sovereignty through space and time. Long ago, on an Earth analog, angel-like beings lifted the entire planet out of a post-apocalyptic dark age and made everything nice and utopian. They even settled down for a few generations, but then left mysteriously. The human equivalents repaid their angelic offspring, the Aetherians, with lots of racism, so at least that's relatable. Years later, literally one dude, a guy named Oswald Hyssop, realized it would be pretty great to be friends with some towering magical superhumans. He welcomed them to his empire, and since then they've been ripping it up across the multiverse, spreading the good word of Lavendra and making choices that, while morally gray, are downright egalitarian compared to the pitch-black lore that props up a typical sci-fi wargame. Let's check out the Macchi chart and see how the JAC get things done. Developed by VeryCommonName, the JAC ticks a lot of boxes as long as you have the budget for it. With an 80-20 split of range to melee options and an average of 13 damage per round on their equipment, the JAC have definitely earned the top left quadrant of the radar. Additionally, the faction keeps its attack nax at or below the 50-50 mark, and everything has at least 1 pip of armor, with Aetherians topping out at 3 or 4. That said, your humans won't be moving faster than the standard 6 steps without some bubble juggling, and even your angels can feel sluggish with a top speed of 8. Low-cost humans and high-cost Aetherians all bring specialized gunline kits to the table, letting you play however you want as long as you can keep the enemies out of arm's reach. Though your tactics won't help shore up your weaknesses, they'll instead help you play to your strengths, compelling you to outvalue your opponents using well-drilled and Aetherian bomb. The low end of the JAC unit list is a who's who of utility players, each of them sitting in the battle line budget range. Scout ahead, demo charges, and burn 'em out can all define a list, and even CQC on the Corporal Commando is playable if you decide to let biblically accurate Seraph take the wheel. At the top end, you've got tanky Aetherians that slot in as caster supports or elite hammers, but all have regeneration and some form of Aetherian ability. Aetherians get good value from your tactics and can share their angelic abilities if you're willing to play a very elite list, but the JAC works best if you build from both sides. As is typical with good stuff factions, you can have almost anything, but you can't have it all at once. So pay close attention when building your lists, otherwise you'll end up with a messy roster that doesn't play nice with itself. For humans, consider running the field officer over the squad sergeant. For just a few points more, you make up for the reduced firepower with necessary AP generation and tactic support. For Aetherians, keep your eyes on the angel or the cherub to help screen for your backline, unless you're playing an elite Aetherian build. Cherubs can get a lot done in melee with their K4, A2, D5 at only 25 points a pop, but annoyingly, they don't get the same value out of your tactics as an angel might. Maybe we'll see that shift with the upcoming patch that Common has been talking about. Either way, be careful not to overinvest in melee screens as you'll end up leaving a lot of damage off the table. Sure, being on the side of the angels never hurts, but let's talk about what JAC really has to offer. The lists. You can play Alpha Shoot plus Combat Tricks. You can play Top Energy plus Objective Bully. You can play Melee Finesse with a gunline army. The stuff. It's good. Here's one cheeky list worth considering. The Field Officer's Leadership 2 should keep you on the play in the first round, and your Ranger's pre-round movement could give them the option to strike on turn 1 in many common maps. If your opponent is smart enough to stay in cover, just start your Angels within 3 of the Officer, fire off some easy defensive tactics, and take hold of the map's center. If the enemy takes the bait, use a formation of Officer plus Troopers and throw on some wartime heroics. Those K4, A3, D3 rifles are no joke when you're re-rolling 1s and rolling with advantage. This list may be good at seizing the initiative, but it requires big risk for big reward. With no movement or knack buffs, it'll be smart positioning meets spray and pray all day. But hey, this is my list. There are many like it, but this one is mine. As is their benevolent way, the JAC's environmental effects bring more good tidings than bad. Ranging from situationally good to situationally annoying, depending on your list du jour, just remember to say a little prayer to your non-denominational angels before you roll, and I'm sure it'll all work out. Do the cooking by the book, and it's winner winner chicken dinner. But try to have it all, and you'll be left eating humble pie. Think I'm right? Think I'm wrong? Head over to the If Worlds Collide Discord and decide for yourself. Links to the IWC Discord and the JAC faction page are all below. I'm Family Man, and I'll see you next time Worlds Collide.